we back.
Hey,
we back at it.
How are you guys doing?
What's going on?
Pretty good.
Y'all look so like dry.
What?
We in the building. Get loud.
Yeah.
Okay then. Well, y'all know what it ain't, what it is, and what it's finna be. Y'all know I'm your girl Stacks, and
It's your favorite Somalian princess, Mimi.
Whoop, whoop. Y'all Shy with the AD. Big Shy, big Taurus energy always.
Okay.
What's up with Rashad with the OD, Mr. Alabama?
And this is
Hey,
From the Roots.
The Roots, big baby.
Okay. Now, this episode, we're going to give y'all another second to get off the video. We are going to be talking about some emotional things. It might be triggering. So if you don't want, if you're easily triggered, whatever it is, please click off the video now. Moment of silence. Okay, let's jump right into it. Y'all ready?
Let's get it.
Y'all got y'all napkins and stuff out? Because we talking about trauma. Dun, dun, dun.
That's a heavy topic right there.
That's a heavy topic. I had to take a breath.
What types of trauma?
Yeah, so we're gonna start off. We're gonna peel it back like an onion.
All right, let's get it.
Okay, so we're gonna start off where did your trauma start from? Like at what time? Like was it toddler, teenage?
Trauma can start at, I feel like trauma starts at the beginning, as when you learn and develop things as a child. What you see growing up, it starts there. It starts at home.
Okay.
It starts at the beginning.
Mimi.
My personal trauma started when I was 4. Because that's when I started remembering and realizing what was going on around me.
That's unique though. You don't remember after, you start remembering when you're like 5.
Yeah.
5 or 6, that's when your brain starts to really remember stuff. So you remember it at 4.
Yeah, ironically, I remember the day I turned 4.
Yeah.
I had a Blues Clues birthday party at the daycare.
See, yeah. See, that's yeah.
I don't remember nothing from 4.
Let me see. My trauma started from what I can remember. It started at like 5, but then I was told that the abuse started before I was even 3 years old. So yeah, mine started very early.
Man, my trauma, I think I had different type of trauma. Cause I think my mama, she did the best job she could, so it really wasn't really too toxic at home. She had a couple boyfriends I ain't like, you know what I'm saying? They was all some hoes, but other than that, our trauma was, finding out we was broke, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's anybody's trauma.
That first time we got no money, bro, I was like, damn, what is you know what I'm saying? It hit me, you know what I'm saying? Cause I knew we didn't have as much money as other people, but it was like damn, we really ain't got it right now, you know what I'm saying? It was trauma for me, I couldn't do shit about it. I want to, but at that age, what can you do? But you know what I'm saying?
Sit back and watch.
It.
Yeah.
So, I think that's my trauma, was not being able to provide. That's always been my biggest trauma, not being able to provide for my people. For sure.
I feel like my memories of, talk about childhood trauma, take it 2nd through 7th grade, about 5-6 years, somewhere around there, middle school. My mom, like I said, my mom died when I was real young. My dad remarried, and talk about an evil stepmother. I had an evil stepmother. When I tell you, she tried to get rid of me, y'all. When she tried to take me, literally bleach. Tried to drink bleach.
Damn, what the
when
fuck?
It comes to my hands, you know what I'm saying? Scalding hot water, then put in the dryer. You know what I'm saying? So
What the
so. But it is what it is.
fuck is this lady at right now?
No, I don't even know, bro.
Cause why y'all got
You know what I'm
up?
saying?
Right.
Oh, fuck hell.
Cause who's
Jail.
Fuck that shit.
GEL. Yeah.
That's not how you spell jail.
Yeah, y'all caught it. Yeah.
I did not catch it. That's the bad part.
Yeah.
Nah, she need to
You
be-
didn't catch it?
I didn't.
She need to be in prison.
In prison.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
for sure.
jail. She
Up
need to
under
go
that
away.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, for real.
So that leads us to our next. So who caused the trauma? For me, it was different people. Because my trauma lasted my whole childhood. So sadly, it lasted my whole childhood. But so I think my first abuser, I would say my uncle. And then my second one was my mom, my biological mom. And then my third one was my daddy. And then my fourth one was the man I was with when I lived in Memphis. I wouldn't say my mama was part of my, my stepmom was part of my trauma, because it wasn't traumatic. It was just here's a situation we going through. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't traumatic as the other ones. So, but yeah, that's to name a few.
My mother. That's it.
Just curious question. Do you feel like there's good trauma? Is there a good thing? Is there such thing between good trauma and bad trauma? I mean, I know there's bad trauma, but is there good trauma?
No, I think trauma is just bad all over because traumatic, whatever is a bad term.
Do you mean as far as like maybe as a learning experience?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can definitely learn. Because that trauma is going to turn you into who you are currently.
Right.
For sure.
And if you're learning from that and not letting that dictate who you are today, then sure. But some people can't do that.
So do you have anybody that?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. My mama, she sheltered the hell out of me, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, we talked about that not too long ago. Like, I didn't really necessarily want more freedom. I just necessarily wanted to be more of an individual. I wish I got to do more things that children got to do. You know what I'm saying? It was always church this, church that, church. Like, I'm churched out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm churched out. And it's like, not even like gotta shelter me. Like, don't tell me I can't do this. Tell me why. Give me a story why this gonna fuck me up if you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a reason. Feel me? You don't say, don't do that.
For sure.
Everybody say that shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing that all my life, but you know what I'm saying? Show me something. Feel me? Like, give me
what's the
a
outcome?
roadmap. Feel me? Because it's like everything that I come through, I gotta learn on my own almost. You know what I'm saying? Because like you feel like you being a good parent by shelter me, and you are, but at the same time you gotta give me.
You gotta let me like
we in the real. You know what I'm saying?
Give me reality.
In the sheltered environment, feel me? We still in the hood and shit like that, feel me? So it's only so much sheltering you can fucking do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before I see the real world for what it is, so it's just that's what it was for me. But too much trauma, like I said, ex-boyfriends, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Shit like that. Any other trauma I face now is more so when I was an adult, because I actually had to get out here and get it myself and shit like that. Other than that, no, I don't think I had too much childhood trauma or nothing like that, though. Just a lot of, I feel like just days where we just didn't have as much as other people, that's all.
Right. I can relate to that. So, what was the trauma? I mean, I guess I'll start. I don't know. Like I said, mine is different events, a lot of different events. So, like, from what I was told, the touching started before I was even 3 years old by my uncle. And then from what I can remember, he molested me like when I was like 5. That's what I can remember. Like from my own personal memory, was being molested. He would take me behind buildings, in the church bathroom, just different places. And it wasn't like that I wasn't telling nobody. Like, the worst part of it is that they knew, my family knew. But because like that was my grandmother's son, like they protected him. Right. Oh, he wouldn't do that to you. He'd stop lying on your uncle and da 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 da. And yeah, like my mama, like she did, like I remember her and my auntie beating the hell out of him. But that wasn't good enough because he still was around to do it.
Right.
Like, you saw what I'm saying? He raped my sister. Like, you saw what I'm saying? So, and I didn't even know that until, like, you know what I'm saying, until we got older. But I wasn't the only one going through it.
Right.
So that was a part of it. And then like my dad's both my biological parents are crack addicts. So like my dad used to like want to get high so bad, like, you know what I'm saying? Right. And I think the most traumatic experience I've ever experienced with my daddy was like one day he wanted to go out and get high, but he didn't have, like, he couldn't say that. Like, he couldn't tell my mama, like, I want to go get high. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So he had to make like he had to do something.
Excuse, yeah.
So this particular day, like, we was all chilling, like, you know what I'm saying? My mom and her friend was in her room. I'm down there with the girls, like, you know what I'm saying, in my mama's room. And so he come in, my auntie asked me to go get her something to drink, so I went to go get something to drink. And my dad was like, you need to go do something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like my mom's like, she's okay, she ain't here with us. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, cause woo. And then like he like pushed me. And so like me and my dad have a very toxic relationship, like very toxic. Like my dad used to fight me like I was a man. Like Like not like a little girl, like a nigga off the street. Like, excuse my language.
Right.
But that's how he used to hit me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this particular day, like he got mad and then like he was like, he pushed me. And like at the age I was, like I just reacted. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we started fighting. Like, he like literally gave me a concussion. He ripped like a whole row of hair out my head. He beat my head into the steps. My mama's house was a mess by the time like everything was done and stuff like that. And then the worst thing out of all of it, he told me that he wasn't my biological daddy that day. Like, so it was like so many traumatic, like, why you told me now and you told me at this time that you're not my real dad. So my whole life I've been thinking that you're my dad, but you're not my dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to find out that way, like first you're gonna beat me, now you're gonna tell me you're not my dad. So that was a big one. He goes on and on. But then when I was like 17, I was with a man. We moved to Memphis. So after that, we moved to Memphis, me and my mom.
Right.
And so I met a guy there. And so he was abusive from the beginning. I didn't let my mom know that because like I was scared because of all the other stuff I've been through.
What girl wouldn't tell their mom that?
Yeah,
hey,
like
he's
hurting me.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
He's doing this to
and
me.
Right. he used to like so just like, controlling and stuff like that. Right. But like back then I used to think that that's love. Like somebody being controlling to me, that's love. Like he loves you because he like
that's,
he wants
that's what a man's supposed to do. He's supposed to
control me. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I thought. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, and I never knew that this man did drugs until one day, like we was in a car, like we was like up all night, like, you know what I'm saying? And he did some drugs in front of me. I'm looking like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like,
with no weed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he was drinking, doing that, back to back. And so, like, in Memphis, they think that they're pimps and stuff like that. So he wanted me to sell my body and I wouldn't. So from that day forward, he beat me. From that day, every day that I would tell him I did not want to sell my body, he beat me. And so I used to be just so scared, like for no reason. Like he'll come in and, so you not gonna change your mind? Hit me. Like he used to, like my mama found me in her yard unconscious. He put cigarettes out of my face. He like he just it was bad. That was like, And so once my mom found out about it, like the next day he was in jail. Like she called the police, like we was in the house, like, I didn't do it. Like my mom did it.
Right.
Like, we was in the house and all I know, the police came in and they looked at me, they was like, where he at? And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm trying to protect, like, I don't like, well, who are you talking about? Like, there's no man to live here. They was like, where he at? And they moved me out the way. Right. And they went to the back and they started opening the doors and they found them and they was like, they got him out. And then that was that. And so that was like the most life learning experience for me.
Shout out to your mama.
Yeah, shout out to my mom, because like, you know what I'm saying, because she didn't know that it was going on, but I didn't want to tell her that it was going on either, because I had a mentality like, it couldn't be me. Like, you know what I'm saying, like I had that mentality so bad, like you couldn't, like I was a big bad wolf, like, you know what I'm saying, like you couldn't hurt me, I like, you know what I'm saying, until it really did happen to me. And you never know what you would do unless you're in that situation. Like the fear of it. Like I not to mention I was pregnant, but not with his child, but I was pregnant with my son. So it's plenty of days like he'll come home on it, like, just zooted, and he put a gun to my stomach. Like, bitch, I'll kill you and your baby if you ever decide to leave me. And so it was like, you know what I'm saying? So it was so like, what can I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm gonna stop because I can get deeper and deeper, but I'm gonna let somebody else share.
So I'll start by saying that even though I started remembering at 4, I put it so far in the back of my mind that I forgot about a lot of things until I turned 17, and then all of a sudden everything came back. So before my little brother was born, because me and him got a slight big age gap, I didn't have to deal with physical abuse. My mom she was a city girl, pretty much. She loved to party, she loved to drink, she did a little coke, and her house was the party house, because my dad was really rich, but he would always be overseas, gone doing stuff, because my dad was a famous singer in Somalia, so he was never home, but he would be sending money, but a lot of money. So financially we were cool, but everything else was bad. So because everybody knew she had a lot of money, her house was the party house. That's where everybody was at all the time. When I would be in the way, she would lock me in the closet for a long period of time. She'd get annoyed with me. She'd lock me in the closet. All the men running in and out of the house with a little girl in the house. It's not safe, obviously, for obvious reasons. I remember one time I woke up. I always felt like I had to take care of her because she would always be hungover and strung out on drugs the next morning. She'd be asleep all day. So I learned how to take care of myself and cook for myself and just basically be an adult at an early age because I had no choice. She was knocked out for a majority of the day. I remember waking up and there was a living room full of people asleep on a couch. And then there was, I remember a random dog in the damn kitchen one morning. I'm just like, where did this dog come from?
It's living a good life.
Then once my brother was born, I don't know what happened. That's when she started putting her hands on me, like real bad. She beat me like I was just somebody off the street, like I'd done something wrong to her. All the time, for no reason at all. And I remember when my dad would finally come home, I would tell him, I'd be like, please, just take me with you. I would beg him every time. And all he would say was, that's your mom. You got to respect her. And I'm like, Dad, it's not a respect issue. I could just be sitting here and she gonna beat the fuck out of me. Like, I don't want to go through this no more. And then she would make me take care of my little brother too. And I also had to take care of her because she was always drinking. She stopped doing the drugs after my brother was born, thank God. But her drinking got really bad. She turned into an alcoholic. And I remember one night we came home. My mom used to like to drink and drive, for real. And I'd be in the car. I would always be with her. My brother was always at my grandma's house. But I was always with her because I felt like I had to protect her. If anything happened, I knew I had to be there to take care of her. So even if I wanted to stay at my grandma's house, I wouldn't. I would go with her. So I remember one night we came home. She had been drinking and driving, and she wanted me to find her cigarettes. And she told me to go to the car to look for them. I'm looking through the car. I'm looking everywhere because I knew if I didn't find them, she was going to beat the fuck out of me. So I can't find them. So I'm scared. I'll go back in the house. I'm like, they're not in the car. I don't know where they're at. I didn't see them. And she gets mad at me. She's like, you're not fucking looking. They're in the fucking car. I remember where I left them at. I'm telling her over and over again, like, I looked. I promise you I looked. Please, like, believe me. She wasn't having that. She wasn't hearing none of that. And she beat me up, or, she was punching me in my face. She dragged me down the stairs by my hair. And she put me outside with no clothes on. It was during winter time. And I remember our porch had 2 chairs on it. So I was just sitting in the chair outside, cold and stuff. And I was out there for a good minute. And I was thinking like, damn, what the fuck am I going to do? I ain't got no clothes on. I'm a minor. It's dark as hell outside. And I was always afraid of the dark because my mom used to lock me in the closet. So I didn't really like the dark. Still to this day, I really don't like the dark. I remember her coming outside. She's like, what the fuck you doing out here? And I'm like, you put me out here. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, she didn't even remember putting me outside. So I go back inside. The fucking cigarettes is in her purse. Damn. So I had to go through that a lot. And then when my dad would be gone, she'd have these little boyfriends. She did not care. She did not care what I seen or anything like that. I remember waking up one morning. I had on nothing but a t-shirt and panties. That's all I ever wore is like pajamas, like a big t-shirt, one of my dad's t-shirts, and underwear. And I woke up, no lie, to a fully grown man next to me, naked, fully naked, no covers on him or nothing. And this man is touching me. And my mom just walking the room like it's normal. Like it's normal for a man to be naked, lying next to a 8-year-old. I remember my dad, a few years ago, after I was older and stuff, he told me that after a while, he got tired of dealing with my mom's shit because he knew that she was cheating on him, and he was cheating on her too because he was famous in the African culture or whatever. So he wanted to, this is what he said. He said he wanted to take me away from her. So he says my mom was like, yeah, you can take her, but you got to give me $5,000 though. Basically trying to sell me. And at first I was like, I don't think she would do that. But then I remember, and it's crazy how your memories and your trauma can like just turn on like that. So as soon as he was saying that, I specifically remember a time where we were in my great grandma's kitchen. I remember her putting a plate in the microwave to warm up some food. And she was so mad at me. And she was like, I hope your daddy takes you. I hope he takes you overseas. And when he takes you overseas, I hope you get kidnapped. I hope they rape you. I hope they torture you, and I hope they kill you. And I remember telling her, like, why would you tell me that? Why you want that? Why would you want me to go through that? And honestly, if it wasn't for my God family and my God sister, I promise you I would not be here. I hated living with her. She would just wake up and just be mad at me for no reason. I tried so hard to please her. I tried so hard to beg my father to like take me out of there. I tried so hard to tell everybody in my family, like, this lady is fucking hurting me. She gonna kill me. And nobody would ever take me away. So I had to deal with that until I was about 14. I was like, no, I was a teenager, so I was a little bit, taller and stuff. And I was like, I can't do this. I remember her just, again, beating the hell out of me. And she made me stand on a wall at 14 and squat. But I remember that my granddad and my grandma were coming to drop something off. And we lived in an apartment on Tulip Grove Road at the time. And I said, okay, when they get here, I'm going to just run out. I'm not going to grab nothing. I ain't going to worry about nothing. I'm going to just run out. So my little brother was going to go downstairs and grab whatever. I forgot what they were dropping off. I think they were dropping off an antenna. So he goes out the door. I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait a few seconds. I'm going to run out. I wait a few seconds. I run out. I go downstairs and I tell them everything. I say, I'm not going back in there. They take me to my great grandma's house, and she called the police. She accused them of kidnapping me or whatever. And I told the police, and mind you, this was not the first time the police had been called, and not the third time. Like, I was always calling the police on her because I felt like she was really gonna kill me. And some of these officers were the same fucking officers that would show up. And this was the time that it was the same white cop that showed up. And I kept telling him, I said, you've came to my house before. I've told you several times. This lady is crazy. She is abusing the hell out of me, and she's going to hurt me. She's going to end up killing me, how bad she abuses me. And I was like, I'm not going back. If I go back, I'm killing myself. And I was dead ass. And so they didn't make me go back home. And then I stayed with my great grandma until I was about 17. I remember being 17 and it was Christmas time. My mom begged me to stay with her on Christmas Eve. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. She begged me and begged me and begged me. So eventually I gave in. I was like, it's been some years now, so I think everything will be okay. I'm 17. She's not gonna try to beat me up at 17. So I spent the night and she was drinking. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to her. I'm gonna stay out of her way, just to be precautious. That didn't work. I remember I was on my phone. I forgot what I was doing. She just came in the room and started yelling at me, and they whamming me in my face. And I had braces at the time. So when she was hitting me in my face, the braces were cutting the inside of my mouth. And I had just got my second holes pierced on my ears, and she ripped those out. Not like ripping the skin, but she somehow they ripped out and my ear was bleeding. Then all of a sudden she's like, why would you make me do that? Why would you? She's turned into the victim. I remember that night I was like, okay, I waited till she went to sleep. And then I walked to the gas station in the middle of the night at 17 because I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. And I trusted her. And like all the things that I have been through throughout my childhood, if I were to try to talk to her about it today, she'd be like, that never happened. That didn't happen. And like then she wonders why me and her don't have like the best relationship. And I forgive her, you know. She went through a lot as a child too, so I can somewhat understand as a person, as an individual, as a mother. No.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I was definitely gonna ask how y'all's relationship now after hearing that.
We're not. I mean, I try to answer the phone for her, but she the type to, oh, you remember so and so, and sometimes that can trigger me.
Yeah.
And it puts me in a really bad spot. So I don't always like to be around her. Plus, she's a very negative person. Very, very negative.
I understand that for sure. I don't like being around negative people either.
And it sucks worse when it's like a parent
or a
family member. Cause like it's like you feel like that you're like you have to be around it. Like
Yeah.
Not necessarily. It's just like how did I outgrow this person?
That's true too. Or like
I used to love so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy.
Or wondering, like why you don't fit in. I think that was my biggest thing too, looking at my family and looking at me, like my biological mom's side of the family. Like it's just like I'm just so different than them.
That's yes.
Like I'm just like like from looks to just me, my personality, everything, how I act. Like like down to like I know when I first moved back down here, when we moved from Memphis, when I first moved back down here, I moved in with my sister and she like, oh yeah, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna be here for you and the baby because like I said, I had my son. And so I'm like, okay, me wanting to be around my family, I'm like, she ain't gonna do nothing to hurt me. That's my sister. Like,
that's family.
Yeah, that's family. Like she finna have my back. The worst year of my life, I thought was yet to come was 2016. Like that was the worst year of my life because it's like I woke up every day, like you talking about negativity. Negative, you understand me? Like y'all want to be messy every day. Y'all get up want to be messy. Mm-hmm. You told me you was gonna help with my child. My child, like he goes to daycare. She lives on Lishi. Y'all know what Lishi at?
Yeah.
No, she lives on Petway. His daycare was on Lishi. So that's like literally not even 2 or 3 minutes if you drive in the car. In the freezing cold, she made me, when there's 3 cars parked outside, she made me walk in the cold with my baby to take him to daycare. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then when my biological mom got out of jail, it turned worse then. Cause then it was like everybody against me. Like literally everybody in that house was against me. Like, oh, my mom, oh, you're not my daughter. That's not my grandson. F you gonna always leech off my daughter. You ain't never gonna be nothing. You ain't gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Just certain stuff you shouldn't say to your daughter. She hit me while I had my baby in my hand. Like when I had my son in my hand. That's the first time I've ever put my hands on my parent. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even after all the things she's done to me, that hurt me. Yeah. To do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Imagine to even put my hands on my mom.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though you've hurt me so bad, like, you know what I'm saying? You really wasn't a parent to me. But for me to actually physically put my hands on you, it hurt my feelings. Like, why would you hit me when I had your grandchild in my hand? Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though you don't look at us like, she don't look at me like a daughter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, so, I mean, yeah, it's hard. It's a tough thing, you know. Family, for sure. Whew, we gonna pause on that. We gonna take a breather. Whew.
Yes.
It was something.
It's a lot.
I had to shake it off. Okay, so have you ever experienced relieving the trauma?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially now. Like right now. I go to my mom's and she's like, Mimi, you remember so-and-so? And I'd be like, no, I don't. And I get so irritated. Yeah. And she doesn't know why I'm irritated. She thinks I'm just being a bitch. But I'm getting irritated because, of course, I remember so-and-so. That's the same motherfucker that you had in the fucking bed with me. Right. Or she'd be like, you remember that time? Like, because my mom always likes to bring up my childhood for some reason. Because her perspective of my childhood was just the financial aspect. Just whatever my dad was giving her. Just the vacations. Because whenever my dad would come home, he, like everybody actually, not even my dad, my great grandma, my grandma, my uncle, because they knew exactly what I was going through, they would just try to throw materialistic things at me. My dad would come home, take me to Disneyland. My dad would come home, buy me a cell phone. You know, try to make up for lost time, I guess. And that's the only thing my mom remembers. So she'd be like, "You remember that time?" Da, 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 da. And I'd be like, No. And of course I remember, but it really gets me frustrated because no, I don't want to remember. But now that you just said that, now I'm remembering. You know. So.
I think for me, like reliving or remembering whatever, like I could, it'll be small stuff like driving past a certain place or smelling something. I think mine's are just that little. And then I'll like have a whole flashback of exactly where I was when I, like even a song. Yeah, like a lot of music is like very traumatic for me. So I don't listen to it no more. Like, you know, like a certain song, it's like, 'cause I remember exactly when I heard it, what
and
day.
Don't you hate it when it's a popular song that everybody else like, and they be like, "Why don't you like that?" And you be like,
"Yeah,
you don't even know what to say."
I'm like, next, click off,
click.
So, what y'all got to say before I move on?
I ain't gonna lie, I got mine built up. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I carry it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't find a release for it. I ain't, you know, it is what it is. And I guess that's because I don't know why. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand and the situation around it, and it's just, so yeah, mine's still bottled up. So yeah.
You gotta let that out.
You gotta let it out though. Like
journal or something. That's not a feminine thing to do.
Yeah.
FYI.
I mean, but if you're not a writer, then don't journal.
Text
but you have
it
to,
or something.
or talk to somebody. You know,
talk to yourself. Look in the mirror, and if you gotta start somewhere, it's okay to talk to yourself. You're not crazy,
and you can answer yourself too.
Yeah,
because I do it all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with me. You don't see me.
You be like, self.
Myself said
what?
Yeah, but you really do gotta let it out. Like even if you don't know how to, like I'm always whatever it is, like you can come call, like, you know what I'm saying, if I'm not doing nothing, like, you know what I'm saying, I come over, let's sit down and talk about it. Like I'll cry with you. If you want to sit there in silence, I'll sit there in silence. Like, you know what I'm saying, if you want to cry.
Why do you feel like you have to bottle it up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like ain't no understanding it, I guess. So why sit here and talk to you about it when there's no understanding to it?
But how do you know?
I understand. So some people can't.
I don't know, but I just,
some people won't receive your testimony or what you're trying to say because they're not maybe that person that you need to vent to.
I get that.
Specifically.
That's why you gotta find your safe space.
Yeah, and it sounds taboo to say people get therapy. I mean, I've never had a therapist, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know necessarily if I need therapy. More so, it's just more so like a mentor or anything like that. I would say it's necessary to get whatever trauma that you're going through, have somebody to talk to about it. And it's necessary to get that as a man, because I get you, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's taboo for us not to cry, and I still won't cry in front of people. It depends on who. If I cry in front of you, I'm fucking comfortable as hell with you. You know what I'm saying? I feel safe.
I feel like if I shed tears, I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how it usually comes out sometimes, because we're taught to bottle our emotions, but you gotta have some type of safe space to get that shit out, bro. Because it's gonna eat you up inside. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with crying, bro. Even if you by yourself, let that shit out.
I will say, and this is no offense to somebody non-black or even somebody white.
Yeah.
I would say I recommend going to, I went to a black therapist.
Yeah.
I went to a black female therapist. When I tell you, I felt so comfortable.
Yeah.
She just made me feel like I was talking to myself. Mm-hmm. And I tried going to a white lady first, because I just was trying to just find a therapist. I wasn't really worried about the skin color. The lady, she just, I don't know, she
didn't have that understanding, I guess, because
it's like she was just writing, and I was talking more than, and I was like, "Are you gonna say something?" You know, So I would recommend going to a black therapist for real.
So, and also like, I know it's a lot of people that feel like you do, like you can't talk to somebody. Cause I used to be that way too. Cause I used to be like, why would I waste my time talking to you and you're not even gonna begin to understand what I'm trying to relate to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you have to find somebody, and don't ever think that like you don't know nobody's story. Right. Like, you see what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to talk to somebody. Even like, you know, like I said, I'm down to just listen. I don't gotta say nothing to you. You can just, I will let you talk. Like, you know,
you gotta get that out.
But you have to get it out, because I'm telling you, like, I promise you, you do not want to feel what I had to feel last July. You understand what I'm saying?
You don't want it to come out at the wrong time.
Either.
You got so much bottled up that when it gets to some point, you can't control it. Right. Like, I give you a prime example. I was out with my daughter the other day. We were at Dave & Buster's, having a good ass fucking time. We having fun, and I see somebody that looks dead ass like her grandmama. I still cry about this shit because it was somebody who took me in at a time and made me feel important, and just saw me at that time. Didn't judge me, do anything for me. Right. My daughter doesn't even have the relationship that I had with her because she wasn't maybe the best example as a person, but just having that interaction with that person and then seeing somebody who resembles them, it was more so like I wanted to embrace them, but then I had to remember, damn, they're not here.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. And it's like, it broke me down because like I'm in public.
Yeah.
That'd be the worst.
I'm holding back tears.
Right. Yeah.
Because I wish it was this woman. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to get to that point where you can't control it. To where it doesn't matter where you at, it's gonna come out. Because like, bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out, and you don't want to have that undealt with, and in a circumstance that you can't control. Because it was like so hard, and I couldn't. I shed a few tears, and I fought it back as best as I could. But I didn't want her to understand, like, or like, why are you crying? I didn't want anybody to see it. But it's like, at that moment, I was ready to let go. Yeah. Because I didn't get to say goodbye to this woman. I didn't get to tell her I appreciate her. Like, you done so much for me. You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up, I didn't have shit. So I appreciate it. So, I feel it. Like, try to find some way to let that shit out, bro. It's like, I'm telling you, you don't want to come out at the wrong time when you can't control.
When you can't control... when you can't control your body,
it's the worst.
That's the worst feeling. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And
when you can't do it,
take it out on somebody that you didn't even mean to take it out on.
Yeah.
And it's not like you did it on purpose, but it's wrong person, wrong time, wrong place.
Like, have you ever been in a situation where you've been working like so hard? I'm talking, you grinding, you going like hardly no sleep at all, and then your body just shuts down.
Yeah.
The same way can happen with like trauma or like emotions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
The brain works weird.
Right? It plays tricks on you.
You don't want it to come out. Yeah. Not saying you should be embarrassed at that time, because if it's somebody in that moment will understand what you're going through, then fine. But at the same time, you want to at least have some type of control over your emotions and being able to like take grasp of that reality at that point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You want to be able to control it at some point. You know, so you want to have some understanding of your emotions. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, I feel like I'm too loose with my emotions now, because I'll cry at the drop of a dime.
Yeah,
that's
like,
okay.
You know
I do too.
Okay, yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like, it could be the smallest thing. Like, I appreciate like life.
Yeah.
Like the smallest things, like to see my kids play with each other.
That smile that you see on your baby's face is everything.
Yeah.
Like, just to see my daughter get, like, my daughter's finna be 11 years old. Like, the fact that I've been a parent fucking
11 years.
Like Jesus Christ, it makes me cry. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, sometimes I'm too open with my emotions. There's nothing wrong with that, but you just want to get to a point where you don't give a fuck about how people feel about your emotions.
Yeah, for real.
There's nothing. You're a fucking human.
Yeah, you are.
Should nobody make you feel bad about that shit. Just like how you said in the other episode, if you can't deal with it, bro, I'm not the person for you.
Yeah.
Cause shit, nobody who truly cares about you make you feel about bad about you, how your emotions, your mental health, that shit is just as important as your looks and your appearance.
For sure.
Yes.
I'd say
all
more.
that shit plays a part.
Yeah, I'll say more too.
More. Your mental health is more important than your looks. And then on top of that, you could black out. Something could trigger you.
Oh yeah.
And you could black out and you don't remember what the fuck happened. You gotta let that out. I promise you do.
I'm telling you, like, for real, like, look at me, bro. It's not a good feeling. Like, having a trigger.
You don't know like, what it is. It could be so random. You could be driving. Cause trust me, that happened to me. You could be driving with other people in a car, and you black out. You don't know what the fuck is going on, and you're driving.
Yeah.
Right.
Please, like, I'm so serious. That happened to me with my kids in the car. I was taking so much. I blacked out with my kids in the car, and when I came like to my senses, I scared the fuck out of myself.
Right.
Because I'm like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Your kids are in the back seat. You have to let it out. You cannot keep that in. I promise you, don't do that. For real.
And I'm here. Like, we here. Like,
we
you know what I'm
here
saying?
For real.
We here.
Whatever you got to do. You call us up. Hey, I want to go bowling. I want to go fishing. I want to go paint something. Call us up. Like, please don't be afraid to call us up. I promise you.
You want to go walk in the park?
I will take off work. You call me and say, I know it's a Wednesday, but I need you. I will take off work. I promise you. Because I know how that shit feels.
I know how it feels, yeah. To not, especially not to have nobody to at least, like, you know, or have an outlet at all. Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do.
That's the main reason I joined this podcast, bro. I got to let this shit out sometimes. Like, swear to God.
So, do you know your triggers? And if so, what are they?
My damn mom, shit, bro. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I would, like, you probably understand.
I understand. Like,
but like today, my mom called me 3 times, and like, I love her. I do. I love my mom. She's one of a fucking kind. But everything I went through as a child was so much, and the fact that I literally forgot about all of that stuff. Until I turned 17, it feels like I just went through it all.
Yeah, I feel it.
So having her in my life and then also having her in my kids' life is overwhelming. Because I don't trust her.
Exactly. After what you
had to endure.
But my kids love her.
Yeah.
And I have to also remember to, when my kids want to go see her, they're not experiencing what I experienced.
Yeah.
So if they want to go see her, I need to go from Murfreesboro to Hermitage to let them see her.
Yeah.
Because I'm there. I'm not going to let nothing happen.
Right.
But it does, like, in the back of my mind, I'm not going to lie. When my oldest daughter, Ruby, she'd be like, I want to go see Sugar, because that's what they call her, Sugar. And I'd be, in the back of my mind, I'm like, why the fuck you want to go see her? Like, I don't want to go fucking see her. But then again, I'm like, they don't know her like that.
Yeah.
I have to be mature enough not to hold that grudge because I'm grown now and I know they're not going to spend the night over there.
Right.
There's been a few times I've let her babysit, you know what I mean? And she's never done anything to my kids or anything. But I always have that nervous feeling when they're around her.
For sure.
You think that she's going through her own healing process and like she like recognizes what she did was fucked up?
I don't know.
Trying to amend for it?
I honestly don't know because I've never approached her with any of that stuff because I just feel like if I did, she would deny it and then that's going to piss me off.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, bitch, I didn't make this shit up in my head.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I honestly don't know. You know, people outside of the immediate family, like my kid's father's mom, I have a close relationship with her. Thank God for her. I've never had a daughter feeling in me. I've never felt like a daughter until I met the father of my kid's mother. So whenever I need something, whenever I feel down, whenever I need advice, I go to her. And she always asked me, like, why don't y'all go to therapy? And I've thought about it, but, like, I don't know. I feel like it could be too late. What is the point now?
I know what you mean, because that's kind of where I'm at with therapy. I don't know necessarily if I need therapy, because I didn't have too many traumatic experiences. It's more so it's not even traumatic experience. It's just so more so as like how to be an adult and a parent. Yeah. That's what, so I more so, I don't even think I struggle with it, but it's more so I question myself on that shit.
We all
for
do
sure.
as parents.
For sure.
Because it's like, am I doing the right thing? I don't want to fuck my kids up. You know what I mean? And I want to be a good role model for them.
And then with discipline too.
Yeah.
With discipline, that's
like,
hard.
I've never spanked my kids.
Yeah. I freeze up. Like, what should I do? I don't want to be like my mom.
Yeah.
Right.
That shit is so hard.
And I think I've never whooped my kids because I've never really had to. Like, not trying to like say my kids are scared of me, but like.
No, you the man.
Yeah, but it's a difference between a woman and a man. You're a man, like, you know what I'm saying?
They respect me, I guess, for the dad aspect, so to the point where I don't have to do anything to whoop them. But at the same time, I never had a male role model to like emulate, and like, I never really been given like a cheat book or like, this is how you should handle things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So majority of the times I'm going through this shit blind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't.
That's what parenting is really blind, though.
To give me the benefit of the doubt, nobody's ever going to be prepared.
Nobody's ever prepared.
But
I hate when I hear that. Oh, I don't want to have kids until I'm prepared.
Not that, but then like sometimes like you, like if you had your mom, or not even that. Very small. I don't know. I'm just saying it's easier sometimes to role model or like copy something that you've seen. I haven't seen positive role models except for like a few people. Yeah. But I haven't seen them within like maybe a day or two interaction. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to. Not saying I don't know how to be a man. I know like stuff you should do as a man, stuff like that. But I don't know.
Like
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what a man would do in a certain situation.
Yeah,
you know
I just see that.
Especially dealing with a daughter.
Yeah. Like shopping for her now. Like I need fucking help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Call us. You got daughters?
Yeah.
I did.
I'll help her.
Oh, for real. Like, don't feel afraid to call us.
It's gonna get worse. It's getting to that point.
I know. And I, like I said, I haven't faced too many traumas. It's just more so now, like now how to
navigate parenting.
Navigate parenting. The way I look at my life now is what can I get accomplished for them? Before I die.
Yeah. That's the time I'm on.
And that's more so my mentality on life now. It's like, how can I be prepared for them? Yeah. I don't want them to go through the same shit I went through, which is I didn't go through too much bad shit. Yeah. But I didn't have shit easy. Either. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
For sure. I feel that you want to know every time. My oldest daughter, she's 4.5. She'll be 5 in April. 4 is when I started remembering everything. When I look at her, sometimes I get emotional because I imagine my mom doing what she did to me. And if I were to doing that to my own daughter, and it really makes me cry and tear up because I'm like, I couldn't imagine doing that to her.
Yeah, for sure.
And seeing the fear, like the, not even like being afraid of like a bug or something, but like the fear
of being
that a child sees.
Yeah, from the person that's supposed to protect them and love them.
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine.
And I think that's the best, not the best part of parenting sometimes is like, cause I didn't have, my dad, he wasn't a bad dad. He provided financially, but he wasn't like around. You know what I'm saying?
I completely understand that.
So it's like, I forgot what the fuck I was going with that, but it's just more so it's easier to like I said, just emulate a person when they're around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like,
to have an example to go off of.
To have an example to go off of, for sure.
So with your trauma, do you blame yourself? If so, why?
Hell no. Because I didn't ask to fucking be here.
Man.
Right.
I be thinking that all the time.
You know.
You opened your legs.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you to have sex with that man.
Exactly. I didn't ask to come here like, oh, I want to be y'all's fucking kid. Like, no. That didn't happen at all.
We didn't pick them.
And that's my beef with my dad right now. It's like, bro, you the fucking parent.
Yeah.
Why the fuck I gotta try to form a relationship
with you? That's
like, fuck you, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got fucking all these grandkids that you ain't fucking.
That's
like,
your fault.
Like, no, bro. That's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna continue to try to like create a relationship with you when I shouldn't have to fucking do that. You the fucking one who got me here, nigga. Like, why I gotta try to make a relationship with you? Call you all the time. Yeah. Like, nigga, fuck you. I gotta check on my kids too. You know what I'm saying?
I wholeheartedly understand that because my dad, like I said, my dad is Somalian. He's Muslim. He's so strict. Even to this day, he'll call me. You did the Quran? You got your hijab on? I'm like, yeah, Dad, sure, yeah.
They're straight.
But my mom and my dad are so opposite. And thinking about it as a 25-year-old, I'm like, how the fuck did y'all even meet? Like, when I tell you the complete opposite. My mom's a city girl. My dad's a strict-ass Muslim, super religious. I mean, pray 5 times a day.
He had a wild side back in them days.
Shit. I be looking, I'm like,
he's seen your mama.
Toxic-ass relationship, I'm just like.
He said, I want to try that.
I really honestly think my mom and my dad were not meant to be together. I really feel like I was not meant to be here because they were not meant to be together.
You was meant to be here.
You was meant to be
You were meant to be here.
Yes, but like, you know, they're complete. Like, how? How, Sway? They're like, she knows because she's met my dad and she knows my mom. Complete opposite. I swear. I don't even see. You gotta have something in common with somebody in order to go out on a date.
They had something in common.
Shit.
Yep.
Oh, they had it in common.
They sure did.
They had the same thing in common.
Must have been on the first night. That must have happened. It was just, I'm pregnant.
I'm glad
you gotta marry me now.
I'm glad they did.
Don't do it. Cry. I don't want to cry.
I used to blame myself for my trauma because it's like I didn't understand why me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like every person, I feel like every person that was set out that was supposed to love me, hurt me. Yeah. Every person, you understand me? Every person that was supposed to be in my life, you're not supposed to be harming me. You're supposed to be like loving me, guiding me, protecting me. Every person let me down. So it's like, it's me. Like, that's like, it's me. I get it. It's me. But then once I got older, I'm like, no, it was not me. Like, like I didn't, like, just, especially like finding out my dad with my dad, and then my mom, she didn't want me. So it was like, if your mama didn't want you, your daddy not your daddy, like, where you come from? Like, like I had that crisis for a long time. Like, just, if you're like, that was a hard thing too. Like, where you come from? Like, where do you come from? Who do you look like? If this not, like, I had a lot of stuff, a lot of deep stuff. Like, it's a lot. But yeah, I used to blame myself, but I don't know more, cause I know it's not my fault, and I know, like, y'all did what y'all did, and that was unfortunate, but it is what it is.
I think when you're a child, you're probably always gonna blame yourself because you don't know any better.
Yeah, you don't know no better. Yeah, that's true.
I did for my dad, 'cause, like, all my his side of the family don't live here. Mm-hmm. Some of them live in the UK, and then some of them live in Kenya. He'd be upsetting me that, till this day, I feel guilty because I don't know nothing about his side of the family.
That's
his fault, though.
Yeah. And I had to realize that had he done what he was supposed to do, maybe I would be the way he would want me to be.
That's like same thing with my dad. I don't know too much about his family. I don't even know that nigga birthday. And he got mad at me one day because he called me like, you didn't tell me his birthday. Nigga, I don't know your fucking birthday. Whose fucking fault is that? Right. You know what I'm saying? I know my mama's birthday.
That's all it is.
Like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So whose fault is that? It ain't my fault.
Why you didn't tell me his birthday? I didn't know it. Like, yeah.
It's in June sometime. And look, we ain't even friends on Facebook no more. So like nigga, that's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know my dad's birthday because he was born in Somalia, so he didn't get a birth certificate. That nigga don't even know his birthday.
He know he is.
So any day is his birthday.
Any day.
Wake up and feel like fuck.
That's my birthday today. That's my birthday today.
I know this has nothing to do with it, but do you think you can, like, if you mentally don't know your own birthday, how do you age? Like, do you think you age slower? I don't know. It just popped in my head.
That's a good conversation. We're going to say that.
Because he don't know his birthday.
We're going to note that. Noted. So what is your trauma response? Like, is it freezing? Is it you go numb? Is it flight? Do you like to just run from stuff?
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. Yeah, I'm freezing out.
I face my trauma head on. And
So
it's
you
like
good for
like
you.
now,
Right?
like not even trauma. It's just anything I feel like that bothers my peace.
Yeah.
Like if you bother my peace, you know, I'm like now I'm at a point because I'm like I'm not so vocal on shit like now. Like if I like you, then I'll say something. If I don't have to do with you tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the level of our relationship. But like now, like I'm never gonna let nobody destroy my peace. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like that's never gonna happen. But like at the end of the day, like period. Like I'm confident in myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need validation. I don't need you around me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good with myself at the end of the day.
Oh no, it's all of them. I do.
You all of them?
I think so. Like I think because I
Depends
have
on
so
what it
much. Depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in what situation, what I'm gonna do. Like, you know, sometimes I'm a flight. I'm just gonna get out of there. Sometimes I will freeze up. Like, you know, and then sometimes I might be
guess
able
so.
to call a friend.
I think I done been with you all.
Yeah,
KD.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
take
Me
that
and your
flight
mama
wrong.
couldn't.
That flight mode the wrong way either though.
Yeah.
So just because I'm flighting don't mean I'm scared. No.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm defending your ass.
Yeah.
Oh God, 'cause
That's
I'm ready.
me. Like, but that's
Step the
me.
fuck
Like,
away, cause
I've
Like, choke
grown
my
so
fucking ass
much. Like I've grown so much from. Cause my first thought was always violence.
right, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how I let out a lot of my
Yeah.
trauma was violence, and so it's like the first thought, I'm finna hit you.
Right.
Like, oh, you got boom. Let's go. Let's
Yes,
get it
that's-
started. Let's
yeah.
rumble. Like you know.
That's what I learned.
And I used to like that.
Yeah.
Like fighting used to get me so excited. Like, oh, you want to? Who's fighting? Cause I'll fight for you. I promise you, I'll kick their ass. Okay, like, I used to get excited about fighting, but
right.
that was actually a trauma bond.
Right.
Like, you know, because that was how when I used to get sad or whatever, I'll get angry,
Right, yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
so angry that I'm gonna hit you. That's how I got them bullies off me. Once they seen, oh, this bitch ain't gonna play with me.
Right.
Caught him in the locker room. Yeah, let's go.
Hey.
What you said?
So from the side.
Let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, we gonna leave her alone. You know, we gonna leave her alone. She not want to be fucked with. So yeah, I mean,
I freeze up even to this day. I can't like not freeze up when something triggers me.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that. But I think you should try to find some type of assertiveness into certain situations and like that. Sometimes motherfuckers just gotta know, like, bitch, this ain't the motherfucking day.
Right,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Can't do
Was
it.
enough.
This ain't it. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the one. You know what I'm saying? But like, no rush on that. I hope you can find that.
I hope I do too, cause sometimes I should be saying something.
Like I say, you got our back, we got your back.
we gonna
Okay.
wrap it up.
Let's take a quick
Let's take
commercial break.
Let's pause. Y'all wanna
Be
pause?
back. Be back like we never left.
All right.
So yeah, I freeze up. I freeze the fuck up. Even to this day, like if something's going on that I don't want to happen, ain't nobody else gonna know. I'm gonna know in my mind, but I'm gonna be like,
I feel like it gives you time to think though.
nah,
Nah,
because
Freezing
like
is different. Like freezing, you can't
is-
think, you
freezing
can't move,
is
you
fine.
can't.
There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with freezing, but at the same time, sometimes maybe you should let that person know how you feel.
I should, but like I don't. I'm the type of person
She don't like
I
confrontation.
hate confrontation.
Yeah.
I don't want to make anybody.
Every situation doesn't have to be confrontation.
But that's how
Because
she
you-
thinks, though.
But I think
Just because
everybody's
you're
gonna take me
speaking
the wrong
wrong
way.
Right.
Even if I say no, I don't want nobody to be upset.
Yeah.
I'd rather be
Is it
upset
how
than
you
make
say
somebody
no,
else.
do you think?
No,
No, but
it's just
I
how
mean-
she is in general. She's the type of person, like, if, like, she'll call me and be like, Leisha, like, okay, if I say this, how do you think they're gonna take it? Because I think that, I'm like, you need to just tell them how you feel, because you gotta let somebody, like, you let them know. It don't matter how they take it, is what you tell
It's
them.
what you tell them.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's what you say, what you gotta say. If you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna tell you hurt my feelings. Like, hey, when you said this and you said this or you did this, you hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna worry about your feelings because you did something to me.
And that's why I don't tell people how I feel so much, so more. Because it's like, if I don't give a fuck, If I know I don't have to deal with you past the day, if I don't fucking want to, I'm not gonna waste my energy on telling you how you make me feel. Because I don't care if you correct your fucking characteristics of how you operate for me.
But
you don't have to.
But I do care, like for real. I do care.
If you do care, you need to find a way to communicate that, regardless of the consequences.
I feel like it comes with time and experiences.
Where you coming from, if they truly want to deal with you, they need to understand your point of view on everything. Communication is key.
Yeah, I think probably a lot of it probably comes from my childhood because my feelings didn't matter.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and, my words didn't matter.
You're an adult now.
I know, but like
it's hard to break down that wall.
It
is.
It's hard to,
I hate that when I do communicate and I'm really trying to be genuine and I'm not coming from a hatred or evil place that somebody takes it the wrong way. It just really hurts my feelings. Yeah. And like I'm a crybaby for one, and I'm really like I'm not trying to like gas myself up, but I'm really a genuine person. Like I'm really nice. Yeah. I'm very, very, very patient with you. I'm very genuine, and I would never ever just try to hurt your feelings. I'm not a bully. I'm not like that at all. So when I just say I don't like that, and I won't say it in a rude way, but sometimes it just they don't like that. So then I just like freeze
because
up.
they don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Right.
That's what it boils down to at the end of the day.
We just wouldn't do that though. We just wouldn't do that with this particular somebody.
Because see, I have somebody I've been dealing with for like 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Not like you know what I'm saying. Not on that type level. On a straight, you know what I'm saying, straight friendship level. Nothing more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's feelings there. I mean, I wouldn't mind or whatever case may be, but I know it's just a friendship thing. You know what I'm saying? And like it's like they just dropped off. I told them this is what's going on. This is how I feel. This is what you're doing. This is how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they just dropped off the plate.
So what is your response?
What's the response? Like, do you freeze? Do you fight? Do you
fight?
I mean, I feel like with this person, I just fuck fighting. You know what I'm saying? Just I'll let you. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously don't give a fuck.
What you losing?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So, have y'all ever tried to confront the person who caused trauma to you?
I wouldn't say my dad caused trauma to me because it wasn't the point to where I'm like, like I'm so fucked up to where my dad, you know, don't fuck with me. But I did address him like, bro, it's getting to a point in my life where you need to fucking step up.
Yeah.
You need to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to fucking be a man, bro. Like, I didn't ask to fucking be here. You know what I'm saying? And like, you might be a good parent to my sisters or whatever, but you're not a good parent to me. And you need to recognize that. And it's to a point where I'm tired of trying to build a relationship with you. Right. If you really, really want to build a relationship with me, and I gave him a challenge. It was also like, don't say we gonna make plans to do something and then it don't follow you. Oh, you forgot. Or you gotta work or some shit like that. No, why the fuck am I making the proper time? I'm taking time off of work and shit to see you. But then you can't fucking do the same thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So make a conscious effort to want to see me, to be in my life. Until you do that, we don't have shit to fucking talk about.
Right.
That's
because I've gotten this far in my life without you.
Yeah.
I don't fucking need you. I don't need you. But it would be nice to have you around.
Yes, yeah.
For my kids' sake and for my sake. You know what I'm saying?
For kids' sake, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not going to force that relationship on you.
Yeah.
If you want that, then fine. If you don't, then fine. I'll find my way without you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, at this point, it's not on me, and that's where I'm at with my pops right now. It's not on me anymore. I've done everything I'm supposed to. I feel like I should do. I'm exhausted.
Right.
I'm 32 years old, about to be 33. I'm not finna keep trying to figure out ways I have a relationship with my dad. No, fuck that.
It might take a couple more years.
I hope it does happen.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But if it don't, at the same time, it's like sometimes I wonder if he was to die right now. I know I wouldn't cry.
Didn't we
were just talking about that the other day.
I wouldn't
promise
cry.
you, we were just
and it's
talking
not
about
because
that the other
I'm
day.
like disrespect. It's like, bro, I don't fucking know you.
Yeah, that is crazy.
What do I have to cry about?
That is crazy. We literally were just
moms.
talking about that. Like, if my mom were to pass away, like my biological mom, I'm so sorry. And I don't care if my sisters and them see this. I'm so sorry because, I don't think I'll cry.
See, that's one
Like,
thing.
I wouldn't go because I'm going to be the one just sitting there like.
Yeah. Like, my grandfather passed away, about maybe 2 years ago. I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
That would
I
be
didn't
me.
know that nigga.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Like,
sorry.
I didn't know that
me and be
nigga.
like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Me too.
I didn't know him.
No, for real. Like,
I
I
knew it
know
was
nothing
coming.
about this man. I didn't know it was coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is the only grandfather I know that I have in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his fault that he know nothing about because
Yeah.
his son was on some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
For
it's
sure.
like, not that I didn't want to know, but it's like, bruh, I
how
don't
can
know nothing
you?
about you.
How can you?
How can I feel sad about somebody I never fucking knew?
Yeah.
So my
for sure.
pops said to me, oh, my dad just died today. I'm very sorry to hear that.
Sorry
you know
for
what I'm
loss.
saying?
Yeah,
But
sorry
like,
for your loss.
fuck you want me to say? I don't
Yeah.
want him like
Right.
my grandfather.
Sending prayers.
Yeah.
I didn't even send prayers. Like, I don't send
No.
prayers for people.
I feel
Like,
it.
no, I don't send prayers for people. If I know I don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
why waste my energy on a prayer
Definitely.
that you're not gonna, like, not saying you're gonna receive, but you don't.
Because you're not going to receive because you don't mean
You don't
it.
even
So I
fucking
feel-
care about your own goddamn self.
Yeah.
So why should I waste my prayer on you?
Yeah.
No.
Because the Lord, because the Lord don't want to hear that.
I'll pray, but like, for example, if my mom passed away, I don't know, me and her, I don't have an emotional attachment to her.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
I don't
Yeah,
feel
I
like
don't
a daughter.
yeah.
She doesn't feel like
Like
my
a
mother.
mom,
She
yeah.
just feels like this person that I've had to deal with for 25 years of my life.
Well, I just know her as the person that
So-
gave birth to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so not even that.
Barely.
That's respected,
Yeah.
Giving birth to something, bringing life into the world, that's respected.
True.
I love her, I forgive her, but I don't respect her.
Yeah.
So if she were to die today, I'd be like, I don't know if I would cry, because while I don't respect her, I am a crybaby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely care about people.
Yeah.
So it might hurt my feelings that she died, but it's not because
Like
I
she
had it on-
passed.
Yeah, but it's
it's
just like, oh, that's sad.
yeah, that's a sad thing. Yeah.
I think I would cry because of my little brother.
Well, yeah.
She was a mother to my little brother, and I think that would hurt him, and him being hurt would hurt me. So that would make me cry. But solely my personal relationship with her, no, I don't think I would cry. I'd be like, damn. Well, it was bound to happen. Everybody died.
Since we're talking about trauma and what if our parents died or how we would feel or whatever the case may be.
It's how, if you have you confronted. Like, would you confront them if you had the chance, or have you tried to confront?
I mean, with my trauma, no, because that trauma was gone long time ago. You know what I'm saying? It's, I guess.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Yes, yeah.
The person that's like passed on or something.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they're dead, living. I just don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't want to bother.
There's several ways you can go about that, right? You can't confront them physically because you don't know where the fuck they at or if they're even living.
Right.
You write them a letter.
I did that.
Or
Write them a letter.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Write them a
You ain't
letter.
ever tried to write a letter?
I did.
Hey, go get
You
the
know
letter.
how
Oh,
many
yeah.
times I write a
Fuck.
Yes,
Yeah.
Write a
this is
letter.
let me because I've done it. So my sister told me to write a letter to my mama, and in this letter you say every fucking thing that you want to say. Don't hold back, whether it's good, bad, whatever. It don't matter what it is.
Okay.
Whatever you're feeling, whatever comes to your thoughts, you put it down on that paper when it comes to that person.
All right.
You reread it out loud. Right?
Right.
Rip it up, burn it.
Oh shoot. I don't.
But
feel like,
but it's
I hear
like
what
when
you're
I
saying.
say that when I did it,
It's more symbolic than
yeah,
Yeah.
like when I did it, I felt better because especially when I read it, when I read it, I was like, God damn.
See, in the back of my
like
mind-
I was like, oh shit, like If she was right here, I don't even think I would have given the first sentence out. She would have hit me.
That's like, the thing. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, they ain't about to see this. They ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? This ain't affecting.
But don't think about it like that. Think about it as you're getting the opportunity. Think even if
no, because I want you right here face to face of what the hell
because
I got to say.
But listen, what if you wrote the letter and you put it in the envelope, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Put it in a balloon.
And that letter ain't getting into my emotions, my feelings. What the hell I'm feeling is not going. It's not going. It's not feeling them. It's not direct. It's not hurting them. It's not hurting them like it hurt me. You know what I'm saying?
So you still seeking revenge? You still
revenge? I wouldn't call it revenge. I mean,
if you want them to hurt like you,
you haven't healed.
That's revenge.
Fuck it.
Yeah, you haven't healed.
Revenge then.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
See, I want you to feel like I felt fucking
right.
Sir, we don't have bond money for that.
I mean, hey.
Look now.
She didn't get caught. So next time I'm gonna get caught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, well then
we have a fish fry.
I'll take it down to the Alabama, Florida line.
We will have a fish fry for you.
Pigs and gators.
It's something that you have to do to get that out. You gotta do something.
You from Gulf Shores, ain't it? You know what I'm saying?
You ain't never had gator before?
I love gator.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know about love, but it's alright.
Look,
you fry anything, it's gonna probably be good. I've had like gator nuggets.
Okay.
It's fried.
Anything fried do taste better. I ain't gonna say it.
Have y'all forgiven the person who caused trauma or people?
It took a long time. Actually, if I'm being quite honest, I forgave her last year. At the end
it don't
of the
matter
year.
when you forgave her, just as long as you forgave her.
I had a long conversation with her over the phone. We was on the phone for like 4 hours. She was just telling me about her childhood. And I ain't gonna lie, I was asking her a bunch of questions because I wanted to know. Mm-hmm. I really wanted to know what the fuck did you go through
to make you
for you to treat me the way you did. And when she told me everything, I was like,
That explains it.
God damn.
That kind of.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I understand. I forgive you. As a daughter, as a mother, I could never understand.
Yeah.
But as a daughter, yeah, I forgave her.
Mm-hmm. I think I forgave. It took me a long time to forgive my uncle. Because I think the reason why I couldn't forgive him so much because I had to see him. Like every time I would want, every time I want to go over my.
Is he still alive?
Oh yeah, he's a deacon.
A deacon.
Mm-hmm. Of course,
changed his life.
Of course.
That's I'm just saying.
No, it be them that
I'm
be the
just
worst
saying,
ones.
He changed his life.
He ain't changed his life.
He changed his life.
He didn't change his life.
But yeah, he's a deacon now. He's in the church. So it took me a long time to forgive him because I think I had to just keep. If I wanted to go by my grandma's house.
Fuck off.
Like I would have to see him. Like
sometimes people use that church shit as fucking.
They sure do use the church thing.
Oh yeah, like I repented to the Lord, or like you know what I'm saying. I mean, even though the Lord said
the church be the worst one. It be the priest.
Yeah, it be them. It really does. It be the priest and all that. Yeah, it be those people.
Who's supposed to forgive you for touching on child?
No.
I mean, I forgave him. Because for me, because I held on to it for so long and it was ruining me, it was eating me.
Man, niggas like that need to be hung up on the motherfucking nearest post.
Oh, I agree.
As a matter of fact, if you want to be so Christian, and don't the Bible say man shall not lay with boy? That means you ain't gonna be a fucking pedophile. How you gonna? Christians get on my fucking nerves. I swear to God, bro.
Let's go back on
They be the worst ones.
If it was one thing or event you could change in your childhood, what would it be and why?
In my childhood?
Yeah, just in your childhood.
I wish I could do more shit that I wanted to fucking do, like play sports.
Ooh.
And be individual, listen to the music that I want to listen to. Or like just be able to be a fucking person.
Yeah.
As a child. Cause it's like, not saying I want to win pro or anything like that, but you never know.
It's experience, but
you
it's
never know
experience.
the potential I could have had. Right. You know what I'm saying? You never know what could have, if you let me actually fucking try to do this.
Yeah.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck this religion bullshit. Oh, we're not supposed to do stuff on the Sabbath because
Auntie Diane, it's not me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man,
being a child of a Christian family really held you back as a child.
No, but you don't understand.
It's a difference. It's like 7-Day Adventist.
Yes, Baptist. Yes.
7-Day Adventist. That shit sucks, bro. That shit is trash.
Have you ever done be at church all fucking day?
Yeah. They in there longer than the Baptist is.
You be like, I want to go home.
Bro,
I want to go home.
I'm so tired of church.
Crying with her. I remember, no, it's not funny, but I swear to God, no, I'm not playing. Like, I remember, like, one Sabbath, we had to go to church. And so, like, okay, Rashad was like an usher. So he had to open the door. Bitch, don't laugh. Hold up. Don't fucking laugh. Because I had to be with you. Because my brother was on. So he had to be an usher. And I'm walking in church with my mom. I'm like, why is Rashad at the door? And I'm like, okay, cool.
Like, that shit was fun. Because I don't have to sit there doing church.
But listen.
Activities to do. You know what I'm saying?
So we went on with the service, y'all. We went on with the service. So we're singing, like, you know, the hymns and stuff. And they're in the choir. And the whole time, my cousin, Bev, her face, you know how somebody's singing and she's just like, like, get the fuck out of here. That's how her face was. And I'm just looking, I'm laughing. My mom like, stop. My mama used to pinch me.
You're right.
I said, my mama and my nana. I swear to God, no, my nana used to like, oh boy, that shit hurt so bad.
Nana, you
yes.
Nana never pinched me, yo.
Because I was younger than them. Like I was antsy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I would do stuff like, falling asleep. I had that bad. Oh, baby, you better not fall asleep around my nana in church.
They turn around. They got them tight ass lips.
No, my nana wasn't like that. No. Like she didn't do that. But like one day, I was laughing. I wouldn't stop moving. That lady and my nana, like she never whooped. Like she didn't. They don't believe in none of that. So it's like even her pinching me. Yep. I was like, I still love you.
We had the same nana. I never got pinched. I was like, oh, she pinched me.
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
Because like I said, I was younger than them. But listen, I was more antsy. Like you know, like my son, he's very antsy. Like he's moving like all over. Like you know, like you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Like my nana has. Besides that, I've never even heard my nana curse, raise her voice, like none of that. And then like. I think I was bad for real because I remember one day she popped me. I swear to God, she popped me on like, you know, not like hit, like, you know, but like a, like, you know, and it, that told my nerves feelings.
I remember my grandma first.
Not in church.
No, it wasn't in church. It was at home. We was at her house. And I was doing something bad. I was doing something. I think I want to sit down. Like I said, I was an antsy kid. I was like very hyper. So I was running around like boom, boom, boom. And she just like, you know, like, no, just pop my butt. And I'm just like, I'm dead. Like, no, why would I do that? And I remember that's like it was yesterday. Like, yeah, like that was like,
that'd be the worst.
Yeah, she was like, if y'all were to meet my nana, like I swear to God, that was the most sweetest person ever. Like when I tell you, I've never heard nobody speak bad about that woman. Like you understand what I'm saying?
That's my granny.
Like nobody, I've never heard nobody raise their voice at my nana. I've never heard nobody, like you know, I've never heard nobody do it to her, like you know. And then just her presence would change the room. I probably would change the whole room. Like that's how fierce that woman was. Like you know what I'm saying?
We don't have that no more. And that shit hurts the fuck out of my feelings sometimes.
That was a lady.
To call her.
I feel like that's up to us as the last generation of like true like grandchildren. And grandparents to like raise up this new generation.
Yeah.
The right, correct way. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's so much on our place right now. Our children are gonna change the world because they're so diverse.
Oh yeah.
And they're so more accepting than the older generation was.
For sure.
But at the same time, they need the same structure to know what's right and what's
they definitely
wrong.
Need that structure.
At the same time, because it's like the world is changing.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta change with it, but you still want to be on the right side of things.
Yeah.
At the same time,
For sure. I would say.
What would you change?
Right. Yeah. Having one of my fucking family members come and take me away from that lady.
Please.
My daddy, my uncle Sam.
Somebody, please.
I ain't gonna lie. My great grandma, bless her heart. Her name was Doris.
Yes.
And she was
She was so sweet.
She would come get me every weekend, and that was like my safe space for real. Anytime she could get me. Get me. She would try her best. She was older, so she was my great grandma. She would try her best to like make me smile, try to make me forget. So I don't blame her because she was older, but I really wish somebody would have just took the efforts and even just trying to call CPS or something like held my mom accountable for what she was doing to me.
For sure. So what advice would you give a person who might be experiencing the same or even a different trauma? What advice would you give a person?
Don't hold it in.
Yeah. I think the word.
I saying lie to you. Don't hold it in. This ain't what
please.
You know what I'm saying?
And then the word is so different now.
It is.
Like,
that's the scary part. That's like that. It's so.
You like a child. I think a child will get more attention now, especially if they were like popular on social media. Or anything,
for sure.
If they were going through some traumatic experiences, they would get a lot more.
It's been normalized now.
Yeah.
It's been normalized. Yeah, to like
go and get help.
React to trauma.
Yes.
Or something like
that's
that.
a good thing though. I like that.
It is more a good thing, but at the same time, it's more so a bad thing. I think people are way more sensitive than they need to be.
Yeah,
that's true too. It has its pros and cons.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like certain topics.
But if I could go on TikTok, help me, get me out of here.
See, that's. I think that's the thing too. Like, you gotta know. Stop crying wolf. I don't like that. Like that crying wolf, like, oh, I have this, and so I'm gonna act this way, and I have this problem, so it's okay if I act this way, and I don't like that because there's people out here that's suffering from real mental illnesses, and they cannot help themselves. Like, they cannot, and you're over here using things as a crutch because you went to a therapist and they told you that you're this way. Like, and not say the therapist is wrong, but ever since that day, now you're acting different because somebody has labeled you as something. Like, but before that you was totally fine. Like, so it's like, don't use that. If you're suffering from depression, from suicidal thoughts, from whatever it is, PTSD, whatever it is, like, it's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay that you're going through that. But if you're seeking help, all kudos to you. Like, to go out there and seek. It's a lot of people that do not. I am 25 years old, and I went to therapy last year. If I would have had the proper therapy when I was a child, I think I would have been better off because I would have had an outlet. Don't wait until you, like I said, can't control it no more. Don't wait until that. Don't wait until you hit rock bottom. Don't wait until you do that. So I give kudos to anybody that can point your signs out, point what's wrong with you out, and go seek help. Because it starts verbally. When you can do it verbally, then that's a big step. If you can say what's wrong verbally or what you've been through verbally, that's a big step. And taking accountability as well, that's a big step. And then seeking help. Ain't nobody gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go to therapy because I need it. Like, no. They're gonna try to hold it in, try every other route besides therapy. That's gonna be the last resort is therapy because it's such a bad stigma. Oh, so if you go see a psychiatrist or a therapist,
you crazy.
You're crazy. You
don't
need
let
help.
nobody call you crazy.
You need some cuckoo pills. Like,
don't let nobody call you crazy, and be okay with letting people know. Like, my family knew, but maybe if I would have not sugarcoat nothing.
Yeah.
Just flat out said exactly what I was going through. Even to CPS because they got involved. Maybe something different would have happened, but I was so, like I said, my trigger response was to freeze up.
Yeah.
So I would be a little scared to say everything. I'd be like, oh, yeah, she hit me a little bit.
Yeah.
She called me a bitch a little bit.
Yeah.
But had I said everything in detail, it might have been different. So don't be afraid to Even if you gotta write it down and give a letter to somebody, do that. Whatever you gotta do to let somebody know this is the abuse that you're going through. Mm-hmm. Right. Please let somebody know. Do not continue to go through that abuse. You don't deserve it. Nobody deserves to get abused.
Right. Nobody.
Except for pedophiles.
Just
I'm not gonna disagree.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna disagree at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that would be my advice. Like, just please tell somebody. Tell a friend to tell somebody else.
Right. Yeah.
Tell somebody that you feel safe with. You don't deserve that.
Well, we gonna go on and close it out. But before we close it out, we got to give a little motivational quote. I would just say, overall, when it comes to trauma, depression, suicide, grief, whatever it is, a wound is never going to get healed if you keep picking at it. When something is, a scab is meant to cover and heal. So if you keep going back and going to see, oh, am I healed yet? Is this person X, Y, and Z, whatever it may be, that's gonna slow down the healing process.
Yeah, and scars are beautiful.
Yes,
scars are beautiful. Your scars are beautiful. That's what makes you unique.
Your personal scars are very beautiful, and don't let nobody like make you feel like that because you have depression or because you're going through something or something happened to you because you were, raped or molested, beaten, whatever it is, domestic violence, whatever it is. Don't let nobody make you feel less than a person because you went through those things. Because you're not. You're human just like everybody else. And your story is your story. You can't change your story. But God darn it, you can change the ending. You can change a few chapters.
Sure. Yeah.
You can. By the willingness of yourself, you can do that. So always remember that you're in control, even when it doesn't feel like it. You're in control of you. What you allow is very important. What you allow somebody to treat you, what you allow to take, and what you allow yourself to do. The availability you allow people to have to you, the access. That's all important.
That's it.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
what'd you just say? The availability, what now?
Oh, the amount of availability that a person has to you. Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna end it out. So please be kind, love each other, live, and laugh.
And we love you.
And we love you. We the fam. And we out. And we are from the roots.